Taru has a request for you. Ah, Celestia, just the hero I wanted to see. Would you mind doing me a small favor? I need you to meet me at the Diamond Forge. This won't take long, I promise. Oops. Who did Taru make clothes for this time? I must know. Sorry to drag you away from your duties, but as I said, this won't take long. Just need you to stand perfectly still for a few moments. Right, everyone? We're ready to go to work? No squirming now. Oh, you might want to close your eyes. Gosh. Oh no, we've been tricked. They're all finished. The Warrior of Light's every measurement, from heroic head to intrepid toe. Hooray! What was that about? Well, wouldn't you like to know? All in good time, Celestia. All in good time. Ha 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 ha. Ida, help us. Aha! Found you! Alphino wants everyone in the solar for a meeting. I don't know what it's about, but he seemed to think it was very important. Go on, we have everything we need. No sense in keeping everyone waiting. Sure thing. Yeah, yoo-hoo! Aha! Oh my gosh. I'm worried. What was that about?
We're here. Did we miss anything?
Sorry. There we go.
We would not presume to begin without you, Ida. Orianger has returned to the Waking Sands, but everyone else is now present.
Yes, but for what exactly? We all have duties to attend to, Alphino, so you may dispense with the preamble.
Thank you,
I'm so glad she joined us.
It is the very subject of those duties which compelled me to call this gathering. Though the Warriors of Darkness no longer pose a threat, Eorzea's many troubles demand no less of our attention. And while I stand by the decision to approach each task as we see fit, I fear our effectiveness will ultimately be diminished should we continue to act in ignorance of each other's efforts. Thus, I propose we elect a successor to Minfilia. Not to serve as a fully fledged antecedent, perhaps, but as a coordinator of operations.
Is that all? Oh, then the decision seems clear. No one else has shown any enthusiasm for the role, and judging by your performance at our previous meeting, you would seem the perfect candidate. You always did have a flair for politics.
Aww.
I did not mean to... That was not my intention. As my tenure
Nobody
as
else wants
commander
to
of the
do
Crystal Braves comprehensively demonstrated, I lack the qualities required for such an office. I would much prefer to remain as I am now, A soldier in the field, so to speak.
Should none of our numbers step forward, must we then constrain some unwilling candidate to take up the position?
Well, based on merit alone, a certain adventurer would be my choice. Though I concede she might struggle to balance her new responsibilities with, let me see, slaying primals, thwarting legatuses, and feeding the orphan poor.
Not me, not me, not me. No.
Thancred makes a good point. Any who would wear such a mantle would be bound by its obligations. Have we not become sufficiently familiar with each other's methods to act without an overseer? At present, I see no cause to so willingly limit one of our number.
Oh, interesting.
Oh my goodness, you're... Help! I need some help here!
Oh no. Why does something always happen? Oh.
Tataru, are you all right?
Who's that?
Me? I'm fine. It's this poor girl who just staggered in and collapsed on the floor that I'm worried about.
Who this?
Nago. God, how did...
Nago?
Yashola! Please, you have to help her.
Kral, a hand if you would. Let us see about closing these wounds.
Now, we've staunched the bleeding, but it may be a while before you can move about again. Though having seen your wounds, I'm surprised you are still moving at all.
Thank you. My message. It was too important to delay. I took the shortest route I could, though I knew it was more heavily patrolled. As you can see, my efforts at evasion were not entirely successful.
Nago.
Honestly, you're too brave for your own good. What was so urgent that you needed to fight half the Empire to get here? You could have been killed.
I'm sorry, Ida. I had good reason. But I imagine your friends are wondering who this bloody mess of a Mikote is. My name is Minago, and I belong to the Alamegan Resistance.
The Resistance.
I came to warn Ida and Papalimo about one of our leaders. A man who calls himself the Griffin. He's always been dangerous, but he's planning something new. Something reckless.
Oh no.
The Griffin, you say? I've heard the name. Rumor has it your man is eager to test his claws.
And he got a new toy.
Aye, and on no easy target. He means to assault BAELSAR'S wall from the Alamegan side.
What?
But what does the Griffin possibly hope to gain from such an attack?
From what I understand, he wants the fires of war to spread to Eorzea. And for that, he needs to control the border with Gridania.
So, he means to spark a conflict between the Alliance and the Imperial forces stationed in Alamigo, to have Eorzea's armies aid in the liberation effort, whether they will it or no.
His plan is flawed. Even should the Resistance succeed in occupying the wall, they would not be able to hold it. Imperial reinforcements would drive them out within a week.
Be that as it may, if there is even a chance that this scheme could bring about an escalation in hostilities between Eorzea and the Empire, the Alliance must be informed.
Agreed. I should depart for Limsa forthwith and seek an audience with the Admiral. Thancred, Uldar is yours.
Why'd she say it like that?
Alphino and Alize, make haste to the Twelveswood and notify the Elder Seedseer of the danger to Gridania. She will duly call a council of the Alliance leaders, whom you must be ready to receive.
Well, they're going to Gridania now?
Ishgard. Explain the situation to Sir Emeric and encourage him to send an envoy.
We get to do something. Oh my, are we like this Guardian representative for the Scions now?
Injured messenger to you. See that she remains quiescent and her wounds closed. I believe that covers everything. Let us be about our tasks.
Is Justola gonna be the leader? She's kind of just ordering everyone around.
I suspect the ill tidings from Girabania will be held as a turning point. The beginning to a bloody end.
Is he the one talking? It doesn't sound like his voice. I can't tell who this narrator is.
The business of war was ever conducted with the coin of self-sacrifice. 'Twas Master Louis Soir himself who taught us that such costs are not to be ignored or denied. And so, I shall embrace them. When the time comes, I will make my choice, as you will yours.
I guess that is Papalymo. Okay, we know who the narrator is. Yeah, that's really weird. It didn't sound like him. Uh-oh. What are you up to? Why is everyone always up to something? I hate leaving Nago like this, but I know Kryl and Tataru will take good care of her. After conferring with Yashola, we have decided to focus our attentions on the East Shroud. Someone needs to keep an eye on the border, not to mention the Sylphs. Everyone left. Everyone else left already. How you doing, Flamine? Charl and Kryl took that resistance fighter to more private chambers that she might recuperate in peace. Poor girl was in quite a state, wasn't she? Alright. Up to Ishgard we go! Yeah, why is Papalymo the narrator? Like, what did that mean? Alright. Turn that up. And then turn this back down. Hopefully that's balanced a little bit better. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. We're here. Lucia. We're back. Greetings, Warrior of Light. What business brings you to Ishgard? I see. Wait here. I will summon Sir Emmerich. Bum, 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 bum. 'Tis good to see you, my friend. 'Tis but a pity it must be under such circumstances. Had Lucia not informed me of the urgency of your suit, I would certainly have sent for some wine. But, to business. I thank you for bringing these developments in Alamigo to our attention. Ishgard will, of course, send an envoy to attend the council in Gridania. Cannot say who will represent us, however, as the choice is not mine to make. Not mine alone, at any rate. Given the imminence of the threat, we may forego the formalities of a full assembly, but I will still need to consult my counterpart in the House of Commons prior to proceeding. Will you permit me some time to make the necessary arrangements? Of course. Hi, Pele. I thank you. Both kitties are settling down. Our representative, whomever we select, will require a suitable escort. Make your preparations and inform Sir Handaloop that he is to lead in your absence. Yes, Lord Commander. Celestia, pray accompany Lucia to the gates of judgment and make ready to depart for Gridania. I will have our envoy join you as soon as I can. Fury speed you on the way. Sir Honolulu! If you have no other business in the city, join me at the gates of judgment. You must be ready to depart the instant the envoy arrives. Bum, 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 bum. I already miss Ishgard. Music's so good. Who is it? Oh, what are you doing here? We meet again. As it happens, my counterpart in the House of Commons agreed that I should act as Ishgard's envoy. Not, I concede, that there was ever any real doubt. As Lord Commander of the Temple Knights, it is my duty to sanction any military cooperation. Be that as it may, I could not in good conscience make the decision alone. Not with the ink scarce dry in the Republic's Book of Statutes. Trust you understand, my friend. Alas, I must test your patience still further by making a brief stop at Camp Dragon Head. Given the trouble brewing in the Black Shroud, I would see that the garrison is ready to defend the border. Doesn't he? I mean, I'm glad he's coming with us, but shouldn't he have plenty to do in the city? Rebuilding and things? He's like already in charge of every important government structure in the country, and now he's also going to travel across half the continent. But hey, I mean, if he's got the bandwidth, I'll happily have him along. Glad that Sir Amric's counterpart saw the wisdom in his coming. Few, if any, in Ishgard can claim to possess his expertise in both politics and warfare. That I can't deny. He is definitely the best person for the job. The garrison commander waits within. Why not accompany me, Celestia? You may see a familiar face. Who is it? Oh no. Why? Celestia, old girl, how wonderful to see you. And Sir Amric, too. To what do I owe these unexpected pleasures? I will have some mulled wine brought up from the kitchens at once, if you will excuse... Nay, do not trouble yourself, Honorite. We shall soon be on our way. Lucia, a brief summary, if you will. Yes, Lord Commander. Oh my gosh. I mean, he did fine in the big battle thing, but still, we're really gonna put him in charge of this? Those villains hardly need an excuse to wage war. Bloodletting comes as naturally as breathing to a I mean to an Imperial. And thus we shall strengthen our patrols as you suggest. We shall also be sure to communicate these developments to Lord Francel in the Observatorium. I see you have everything in hand. Carry on, Commander. He's never going away. Oh no. Well, okay. Surprised to see yours truly at the helm. Little bit. Little bit. You and me both, old girl. I doubt I'll ever feel worthy to sit where he sat. Oh, they hung up his picture. Yet we can but play the hand we're dealt. And with a little help from the veterans, and Honorite's ceaseless chiding, I'm sure I'll muddle through. So worry not, old girl. Off to Gridania with you. Yeah, I'm glad Horsefant wasn't like the outcast, like half-sibling that a lot of games and stories do. Like, his father really respected him. The brothers really respected him. Like, everyone seemed to like him. So that is nice to see. Welcome to Gridania! It's so weird seeing you here. It seems so peaceful. One would scarce believe that BAELSAR'S wall and wretched Alamigo lie but a few short moms away. Diplomatic duties have brought me here on several occasions, but I find that I am enraptured by the Black Shroud's beauty now as when I first laid eyes upon it. I fear that this time, however, events shall not afford us the luxury of enjoying the splendor of the forest. Alright, let's have a council! So excited to see everyone again! It seems we are to have an escort to the Lotus Stand. Pleasant place to discuss unpleasant matters, is it not? I know where it's at. Yes, of course. 'Tis like that we are the last to arrive. Let us announce ourselves, shall we? I thought this was you, Geary, for a second. That's another player. He's gonna be a little creeped out. Geary just skulking right behind everyone. I don't want to go to my house. And back to the Lotus Stand. The envoy from Ishgard has arrived. Very good. This way, if you please. Ah, and the Lominson party as well. Oh. Speak of Yugiri, okay. That one's definitely Yugiri. I had hoped to slip in a notice. It's Merwib! But I see I was not the only one delayed in my arrival. Greetings, Sir Amric. Admiral, always a pleasure. And Celestia, I trust you are well. 'Tis a day for reunions, it seems. I believe you are well accustomed with my escort. Lady Celestia, I was glad to hear from Riol that the missing scions have now been found. What have you been up to, Yugiri? I thought you were in Bordona. How'd you end up in Limsa? And become the escort of Merwib? I must have answers. There's much and more I would discuss with you. But let us first attend to the issue at hand, shall we? What do we need to discuss? I'm worried. There's so much happening. Oh, Raubon. Man, all the big names are here.
I bid you welcome,
And it's
my
voiced.
friends.
Wow.
As you will by now be aware, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have come into possession of certain intelligence concerning recent developments in the region of Gyr Abania. It springs, I am assured, from an unimpeachable source. Is that not so, Master Alphino?
Nah, it's probably fake. We just wanted you all to
Indeed,
come
Elder
chat.
Cixia.
We missed
Our
you.
information comes directly from a member of the Resistance's inner circle, and we have no cause to doubt its veracity.
Or that.
This griffin of
Maybe he
theirs
should
is a
be the
fool
leader.
if he thinks he can hold BAELSAR'S wall against the Empire. When the Imperials move to take it back, they will come in force. And the resulting fighting is all but certain to spill over into the Black Shroud.
Be the best surprise party ever.
At the
I
Battle
love
of
that.
Cardano, the combined might of 3 grand companies laboured to contend with the remnants of but a single Imperial legion. Alone, Gridania would be hard-pressed indeed to hold back the tide, should the Garleans turn their minds from reclamation to invasion.
May I once more convey my nation's deepest regrets for our inaction in the days prior to the calamity. 'Tis a stain upon our ledger that I would fain remove. Elder Seedseer, I do hereby request leave to deploy a defensive force within the borders of Gridania. Ishgard's return to the Alliance shall be honored by more than mere ink upon parchment.
Oh, Emmerich. Dude, he's
The
such a
Doman people
good
too
leader
would join
for
any
Ishgard.
effort that weakens our common foe. We are few, but our most seasoned shinobi are at your disposal.
Oh, that's why you're here. That makes sense.
On behalf of my people, I offer you my humble thanks. Gridania welcomes your assistance.
It is time we set our contingency plans in motion. Is the Alliance agreed? Then let us make ready for war. Victory favors the swift. There is much to be done.
More war. Okay, well that was mostly amicable. That's good, at least. Bonus cutscene?
The Council knows that Alamigo will not soon be wrested from the Empire, and its decision to bolster the border's defences seems eminently practical. Why then, brother, do you scowl so?
I agree that they have chosen the wisest course available. Indeed, the only reasonable one.
And yet...
Yet something feels awry. In making ready for war, is the Alliance not granting the Griffin the very thing he desired? Any attempt to hold the wall is doomed to failure, aye. But I wonder if we have misjudged the prize for which he plays.
That look. I agree, but... yeah. Doesn't feel like we have many other options. I really like the LSA Celestia connection. Just every time Alphino says something, just like side-eye each other. That the Council was able to reach an accord so swiftly is a heartening development in itself. I only hope my misgivings prove unfounded. Uh-huh. Ah, good. You have yet to depart. I feared I had missed you. Sir Amric! Master Alphino, a pleasure as always. And Mistress Alice, how wonderful to see you thus recovered. Pardon the interruption. I had hoped to thank Celestia for serving as our escort before other duties called her away. I also wish to thank our Doman ally. Why are you hiding behind a tree? Forgive me, my lord. I was but awaiting an opportune moment to join the conversation, and force of habit made me keep to the shadows. That's true. This poor pride keeps getting stepped on. No apologies are necessary, Mistress Yugiri. I was most grateful for your interjection when I offered Ishgard's support. My nation's historic failure to heed the Alliance's plead for aid is a matter of record. Even so, the Alliance leaders were plainly unprepared for my impromptu apology. The resulting air of awkwardness might have lingered longer were it not for your timely offer of cooperation, which allowed the Elder Seedseer to accept us both. I very much appreciated the gesture. I only did my duty, Sir Amric. The Empire is an enemy to us all. We are grateful for the opportunity to fight at your side. And full glad are we to have you. Pray convey my regards to the Scions, my friends. We must return to Ishgard. It was a bit awkward. Whatever's wrong with the simple sorry, or thank you? Must these politicians always make a speech out of everything? This is how we adults speak, dear sister. Mayhap the ones who like the sound of their own voice. In any case, our business here is concluded. We should be on our way as well. Will you accompany us to Revenant's Toll, Yugiri? Actually, I think I shall first pay a brief visit to the East Shroud. I'm curious to know how Papalimo and Ida fared in their tasks with the Sylphs, not to mention what's been going on at BAELSAR'S wall. I will join you at the Rising Stones anon. Very well. Alright. getting a lot done. A lot of talking, but we're making progress. Even now I am astonished by how closely Mistress Alisei resembles Master Alphino. Their very mannerisms are alike. From a distance I should be hard-pressed to tell one from the other. Until they open their mouths, of course. Welcome back, Celestia. I don't know about you, but I am heartily glad that all the talking is over. I understand that these council meetings are important, but do you not find it tiresome to have to weigh every word before you speak it? I doubt I will ever feel at home in the realm of politics. I just fight stuff. I don't talk. That said, people have been known to change. If my brother's willing to run his own errands, anything is possible. Alisei seems eager to discuss the council's decisions with other scions. Well, as much as I enjoy the bustle of the toll, I think it's time we headed inside. My brother and others will not be long. Okay. Oh. Everybody's back. Ah, you are returned from the council. But what of Alphino? Did some other matter require his attention? Oh, now everyone's back. Mine apologies, friends. I trust we have not kept you waiting over long. Greetings, everyone! Oh, Kryl, how's Nago doing? She will be alright, won't she? I don't see why not. She's sleeping at the moment. Tataru is keeping an eye on her, so we'll know soon enough if there's any change in her condition. Her wounds are healing well. With sufficient rest, I'm certain she will make a full recovery. Thank goodness for that. Now, mayhap you would share with us the Council's decision. Each of the nations, Ishgard included, has committed to providing military support to Gridania. The Eorzean Alliance will soon have a significant force in the Black Shroud, ready to respond to any Imperial act of aggression. You know, I almost wish the Council would stop messing around and give the Griffin what he wants. I wouldn't like to be the Imperial caught between the Resistance and the Alliance. Ida, you cannot seriously. One does not lightly go to war with the Garlean Empire. Quite. To open hostilities without due consideration would be to invite disaster. If only there was some way to reach the Griffin. Some means to convince him to abandon this reckless course. It may not be entirely unfeasible. There is a network of tunnel beneath BAELSAR'S walls, secret passages dug by the Resistance to provide a way out of Alamigo, which may equally serve as a way in. Precisely. If all are in agreement, I would be the one to undertake the necessary negotiations. I'm familiar with the route, and the Resistance is familiar with me. About as familiar as they are with me, you mean? Say what you want. I'm coming too. I have some experience in the practice of infiltration. If you would have me, my services are at your disposal. As are mine. It's been far too long since I shared a shadow with a shinobi, and I do not intend to waste this opportunity. 4 is quite sufficient for an infiltration mission. Greater numbers will only serve to increase the risk of detection. Kryl and I will direct our energies elsewhere. What of you, Leveilleurs? I will return to the East Shroud and stand watch over the border. Should matters take a turn for the worst, it would seem wise to be on hand. Might I prevail upon you to accompany me, Celestia? Gridania will be safer for your presence. And while it may not seem the most thrilling duty, dear sister, might I ask you remain at the Rising Stones to pass on messages and so on? No. Oh. To hold the fort, you mean? Very well, I suppose the task must fall to someone. Safe travels, all of you. Oh, Alice is staying behind. If you have any unfinished business in the toll, pray attend to it now. I would depart for the Hawthorne Heart without delay. The nearby watchtower offers an unobstructed view of BAELSAR'S wall. I should be interested to speak to the Alliance commanders who have instilled themselves at its top. Yeah, maybe she can just relax for a bit. I feel like she's been going pretty hard. I may have, perhaps, exaggerated my standing with the Resistance a little, but I am confident that I have a reasonable chance of putting a stop to this madness before events spiral out of control. Yes, fair to middling at the very least. All I'm saying is that it wouldn't be the worst thing if we ended up joining the Griffins' fight against the Empire. I mean, it's gonna happen sooner or later, isn't it? I'm no ninja, but I did spend some few moons in the Charlian homeland learning how to move unseen. Between Yugiri and my humble self, Ida and Papalymo will be well protected. Oh, I'm glad Yugiri's back. My fellow shinobi required little encouragement to take their place amongst the Alliance forces massing in Gridania. They are most eager to cross blades with the armies of Garlemald once more. Griffin, Griffin on the wall. Ah, Celestia, there you are. Come! Amarassus 666's spire awaits. The Alliance officers on the platform should be able to apprise us of any developments at the wall. Yeah, that's an interesting quest title. I went straight to Snow White, but yeah, Humpty Dumpty also works. Interesting. Ah, fancy meeting the two of you here. We were about to set forth. Indeed, I was about to say 12 watch over you, but I doubt you have need of divine protection, even if you are venturing into enemy territory. Don't worry, Afino. We'll have the Griffin by the scuff of the neck before you know it. Do make up your mind, Ida. Nary a moment ago, you seemed ready to shake the Griffin by the hand rather than the neck. So which is it to be? It would be best to decide before we enter into negotiations. Trust me, Papalymo. I'll shake whatever needs shaking. No, okay. The talking part, I leave to you. Poor Papalymo. I think I feel a headache coming on. Let's be on our way, shall we? Some things never change. Well then, shall we make for the spire? Our Alliance friends will doubtless have news for us. I'm glad we are not going with you this time. Oh, boy. Ba-dum. Hello. We are here to watch. Welcome, Warrior of Light. I assume you are here to speak with our commanding officers. You'll find them on the observation platform. Pray proceed. Thank you. Pippin! And Hilda! Wow. I did not know they were going to be here. Old friends. Greetings, my friends. It's good to see you both well. I was hoping you might turn up. I've dragged half the watch here. See, and the sight of you might help remind them why we bothered. This is quite the odd group. That is for sure. If memory serves, I've not seen many of you since the day of the Grand Melee. Having borne the brunt of your blows, may I say what an honor it is to stand at your side. 'Tis heartening indeed to see the realm's most stalwart defenders thus gathered in common cause. Speaking of which, what news from the wall? All has been quiet. Not quiet! Not quiet! Report! What? 7 hells. Fighting has broken out atop the wall. A full-scale assault. So the Griffin has made his move. Someone has. And what's that supposed to mean? The attackers, they're wearing Grand Company colors. Impossible! We gave no such order. Of course! The wall was never the Griffin's target, it was bait. We've been goaded into deploying our armies nearby, thus lending weight to his deception. If those uniforms were convincing enough to deceive my scouts, the Empire will surely think we've launched an offensive. This could mean war. Even so, this may yet be no more than a diversion. With the armies of the Alliance occupying the Empire's attention, it would be comparatively easy for the Griffin supporters to slip into Alamigo. You could then incite a rebellion amongst the populace, which the Imperial reserves would be hard-pressed to contain. Eorzea, meanwhile, would be plunged into chaos. Celestia, we must make for the wall at once. Uh-huh. What? Just the two of you? Our companions embarked on a mission to sway the Griffin from his course, and are likely halfway to his command post by now. They will emerge into the midst of a raging battle, and I do not mean to abandon them to their fate. It will be dangerous, aye, but the confusion may work to our advantage. If we are careful to avoid the skirmishing, it may yet be possible to reach the Griffin. And if we can do that... Lady Hilda, might I ask that you have an airship ready to bear the Scions to safety? Ha! I don't know who this Lady Hilda is, Marshal, but you can count on me. We must prepare for Imperial reprisals. May the Navigator guide us through the storm. And break. Oh no! Things are happening. There's always things happening. Trying to bait a war. Griffin. Forward, comrades. The time has come to drive the Empire from Alamigo and force action upon those who have turned their backs to our suffering for so long. Let this victory be the first step in the liberation of our homeland. Alamigo will be free, no matter the cost. I don't know. How did they get the uniforms? Oh man. We're gonna end on a cliffhanger today. Raid. From what Papalima told me, the trail ahead should lead us into the shadow of the wall. As we have two objectives, I suggest we divide our forces. I shall make straightways for the tunnels and attempt to intercept our comrades ere they stumble into a bloodbath. While I do so, I must ask that you scale the wall. Know that I would not propose such a course if there were any other way, but the time for subtlety is past. Take a band of your most trusted companions and cut a path through to the Griffin. Make him see reason, by any means necessary. Once we are free of the tunnels, we will make for your position with all due haste. If everything proceeds according to plan, Hilda will then swoop in and spirit us all away to safety. I only pray we have enough time. BAELSAR'S wall, now accessible. Stormblood. Alright. Perfect timing. Oh. So dramatic. What's gonna happen? I guess next time we'll come back and we'll do the instance. Who do we get for our allies? Marauder, Conjurer, and Thaumaturge. Okay. No named people.